What's up, guys? Welcome back to Queenie K Games, and today we're here with the second part of working for my baby daddy. So let's get on into it. Chapter 2: The Night I'll Never Forget. Ooh, we get to customize Kian, our love interest. Oh, you guys know I'm finna make him delicious. Alright, we're decorating him. He looks perfect. Amazing. Working for my baby daddy. Okay, this is important. This is a flashback of the night and Alison and Kian met. 6 years ago. My life changed forever only 6 short years ago. I was never really the party girl in high school. I actually tried to avoid all parties when possible. I honestly don't know why I went to the party that night. That's a lie. I know why I went. You see, my parents hated the idea of me or my little sister going to wild, unsupervised parties. There was no way they would allow us to get caught up in drugs, alcohol, or sex, even if it meant taking extreme measures. But I didn't really care about that at the moment. You see, today was my high school graduation, but my parents couldn't make it. My little sister Laura was being honored for a science prize or some shit like that. And they had to travel to another state this weekend to support her. Petty. The worst part is that they didn't even care that it was my graduation. Her ceremony wasn't even until the day after my graduation. But they wanted to get there early and socialize with the right people to get Laura's future on the right track. Never mind. That's their oldest daughter. Was reaching a pretty big accomplishment. It was all about Laura. It was always about Laura. So, I decided to go to Noah's Briggs graduation after party. I hated going to parties mostly because I hated being around strangers, but I still felt great knowing that my parents would hate me being there. It was getting a little late. I was just about to leave, but I was stopped by someone completely unexpected. Here, hold this, would you? Hey, I'm not your damn cup holder. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I just really needed someone to hold my drink so I could grab the ball. I got mad before I realized who I was talking to. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't just throw your drinks at people no matter who you are, but I was mostly shocked to find that it was Kian Mitchell who threw his drink at me. Kian Mitchell was the most popular boy in our school. He was the captain of the football team, senior class president, and everyone knew who he was. Every girl had a crush on him, but he had somehow managed to make it out of high school without having a single girlfriend. I, along with several other girls in our school, had a crush on him for years, but Kian never seemed to notice me until now. I'm sorry I yelled at you. I didn't mean to, I've just had a rough day. I promise I'm not a bitch all the time. What's so funny? I was trying to apologize. Come on, Alison. We both know you couldn't be a bitch even if you tried. You know my name? Of course I know your name. We've had most of our classes together for the last 4 years. It would be kind of shitty of me if I didn't know your name by now. I guess that's true. Hey Mitchell, you gonna play or what? Nah, I'm good, man. Ooh, he liking our girl. Alright. Whatever, dude. Did he just turn down his friend so he could talk to me? I never thought the Kian Mitchell would want to stand near me in a crowd, let alone have a conversation with me. So, Allie, why are you standing over here all by yourself? I don't know. I'm not used to coming to these kind of things. It's not exactly my scene, you know. I get it. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of these parties either. You're not? But aren't you like Mr. Popular? Weren't you born to thrive in these social events or something? Nah, I mean, I come to these things because everyone expects me to, but not because I want to. I'd much rather speak to someone one on one than in a big group setting. Oh, since neither of us want to be here, do you want to get out of here? Um, sure, why not? Okay, that is dangerous. You don't even know him. She got in his car. What the fuck? What the fuck? That is a big no, boy. We could stay at this party. If it was my choice, she wouldn't have went. Kian took me to his car and we started driving. He wouldn't tell me where we were going, which made me a little nervous. I had no idea what to expect. This night was definitely not going the way I had planned. Oh, he took her to get some food. Kian ended up taking me out to a nice dinner. I thought it was going to be weird spending time with him, but it ended up being the exact opposite. He got money. He got money. He was actually really fun to talk to because of his energetic and positive personality. She is loving him. I don't know how it happened, but once we started talking, we couldn't shut up. We both really enjoyed music, and Kian was thrilled when I said I could play the guitar. We talked a lot about high school and some of our favorite memories. But what I liked the most about our talk was learning about Kian's secret passion for marketing and sales. His eyes lit up when he told me about his dream of marketing for companies worldwide. I loved getting to find out about his hopes and dreams. I loved how ambitious he was, and I couldn't help but believe he was going to do big things one day. So, Allie, what do you want to do after high school? Oh, it's kind of stupid, actually. I'm sure it's not. Having a dream isn't stupid, Alison. Thinking you can't do it is, though. Okay, then. I wanna be a musician. That's great, Allie. I haven't heard you play before, but I'm sure you'd be great at that. Do you want to hear me play? Is that even a question? Of course, I would like to hear you play. Well, if you want, we could go back to my place and I could play something for you. Oh, I would love to, but are you sure that's okay? I mean, would your parents be okay with me showing up this late? Right, with your parent? With any parent, really? Really, Allie? Yeah, they aren't home. They won't be back until Sunday. Oh, okay, let's go then. Oh my god, this is exactly how she gonna get pregnant, bro. This is probably... If that's how she gonna get pregnant, I called it. I let Kian drive us back to my parents' house. I was actually a bit nervous. I have never had a guy over before. My parents would have a cow if they knew I let Kian in while they were out. But I didn't care what they thought. They lost the right for me to care when they didn't show up to my graduation. So, this is my room. It's cute. It's exactly what I would have expected from such a cute girl. Did he just call me cute? How about you get your guitar and play that song you promised? Alright. Okay, I haven't played in front of people before, so no judging. I would never judge you, Alison. They act like they knew each other forever, right? Like, No, you just meant relax. Calm down. Relax. Okay, here goes nothing. So I played him a song I had been working on recently. It was crazy to think that the Kian Mitchell was standing in my room listening to me play a song. The weird part about it was that it didn't even feel uncomfortable. Despite the fact that Kian and I had never spoken to each other all throughout high school, I somehow felt like I was with an old friend. I just loved how happy and excited he seemed to be spending time with me. He was supportive, fun, kind, and very, very attractive. How did we go 4 years without hanging out like this before? That was amazing, Allie. You really have a gift. Really? Of course. I wouldn't say so if I didn't actually think that you were talented. You really think I'm good? Allie, I think you're more than good. I think you're going to be the next big thing. And I seriously mean that too. I'm glad someone thinks so. My parents hate it. I'm sure that's not true. I mean, how could they hate such beautiful music? No, they hate it. They keep telling me that I need to spend my time in more useful subjects like science or math. My sister is great at both, and they love her more than me. So it makes sense why they aren't supportive. Now that can't be possibly true. Sure seems like it considering they couldn't even be bothered to come to my graduation today. They didn't come to your graduation? That's the shittiest thing I've ever heard. Who doesn't make time for their own daughter's graduation? Laura had a thing this weekend, so they said that they couldn't come. They want to make sure she can get her feet in the door with the right people so she can get into the right college. That's fucked up. How could they just do that? How could they just pick one kid over the other like that? I knew what he was saying was true. It was true that my parents had no idea how to show love to both me and my sister. I guess it was just easier for them to pay attention to Laura because she was everything they had hoped for in a child. I, on the other hand, was never gonna fit their idea of the perfect daughter. Allie, I want you to know that despite what your parents may think, I would never think badly of you. Really? Of course. Allie, I actually think you're pretty great. You're literally the kindest, smartest, most talented person I know. I've actually always kind of admired you throughout high school. You actually noticed me all those years? Yeah, I mean, who didn't notice you? You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen. The fuck did he just call me? Did he just call me beautiful? Oh, like it's... Before I could even respond to his comment, Kian crashed his lips on mine and pushed me further back onto the bed. He kissed me with such fire, passion, that I had never seen in a guy before. I had been kissed before, but this was nothing like that. Kian was hungry and he didn't waste his time in showing me. He kissed me everywhere he could as he tightened his grip on my waist, closing the gap between us. His lips wandering from my mouth to my jaw, and it made its way to my neck. I knew this was how she was going to get pregnant. Okay, let me shut up. I gasped as his cool fingers lifted my shirt line and his hands caressed my bare skin. I had never had a guy touch me like this before, and I liked it. Before I could fully process what was happening, Kian moved to taking off my shirt. Y'all can't see this, but just know they did some extracurricular activities. Unfortunately, I didn't know how much of a dickhead Kian actually was. In the morning, I woke up feeling pretty great about everything. I had sex with Kian Mitchell. I couldn't believe that my first time was with the guy I had been crushing on for over 4 years. I turned over to the other side of my bed but was shocked when I felt it was empty. I quickly sat up and looked around the room. Kian was nowhere to be seen, and neither were his clothes. Tears formed in my eyes as I realized what had happened. It hurt me more than you can imagine to find out that my first time was wasted on a one night stand. I felt so broken knowing that Kian had done this to me, but I couldn't fully blame him. Even though it was shitty of him to leave before morning, it's not like he knew what this night was supposed to be. We hadn't set expectation as to what the night was for either of us. For all he knew, this was just another night for me. But it wasn't just another night for me. It was my first time. I lost my virginity to a guy who didn't even leave his phone number or a way to contact him. My first time was a cheap one night stand. 1 month later, I tried to forget about the night with Kian. He never called me or tried to get in contact with me. I found out through some people of EpiBook that he had moved away to start college early. I tried to be okay with what happened, but it was difficult to. And it only got harder to forget when I found out what had happened in the result of a one night together. Yep, I got pregnant in the same night I lost my virginity to a guy who never called me after. I lost it when I saw the 2 stripes on the pregnancy test. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock for hours as I started crying in the bathroom. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I thought about trying to track down Kian to tell him, but I decided against it pretty quickly. He made it pretty clear how he felt about me with the way he acted already. I was pretty sure he would only treat our child the same way. Plus, he had so many dreams and goals left to accomplish, and despite everything that went down between us, I still wanted him to accomplish his dreams. I was gonna have to tell my parents eventually. Despite how hard this was gonna be, I couldn't get rid of my baby. Looking at the pregnancy test was an awful experience, but I also felt something else. I felt love. Even though my baby wasn't here yet, I still felt an overwhelming feeling of love for him. I couldn't get rid of him because he was mine. So, despite what I knew they would do, I had to tell my parents. I had to let them know that I was going to have their grandchild and I was going to keep it. I could only hope that they wouldn't do anything too drastic when I confirmed their idea of me being the screw-up had been right all along. My hope was futile. They were even more angry than I suspected. I told my parents a few weeks later. They were furious with me. My dad got so mad he nearly punched a wall. They screamed at me for a long time before they gave me a choice. Either I abort the pregnancy or they would disown me. I love you, my little rock star. I can't wait to finally meet you. Of course, I couldn't even think about aborting Mason. I loved him from the moment I found out I was pregnant. My parents gave me 1 hour to pack all my stuff before kicking me out of their house. I spent a few weeks living in a homeless shelter before I was finally able to get a job in a crappy apartment. I will admit it was a challenge and a struggle to figure out the whole single mom thing. But when I finally gave birth to my baby boy, it was like my trials were non-existent. After that, all I had to do when I was feeling down or stressed was look at the smile on my baby boy's face. Sure, I made friends who helped me get my life together. But honestly, Mason was my saving grace. I am so glad I didn't give him up. Present time. It had been 6 years since I had last seen or heard from Kian. Now he was standing right in front of me and all I could manage to say was, "Kian Mitchell." Kian laughed when I said his name. I couldn't help but wonder why. There was no way he would remember me from so long ago. I obviously wasn't important enough for him to remember. Fuck you laughing for? It's been a while since anyone has addressed me by my full name, but I do have to say it's good to see you again. Alison Rivers. He actually remembers me? Hey guys, that was the next chapter of Working for My Baby Daddy. Leave a thumbs up and a comment below if you think we should continue reading this or if we should give another story a chance. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to your girl because what? It makes me happy. Bye.